The grease never really leaves your skin. That's what Maya learned after 6 months of closing shifts at the 24-hour Big Burger off Route 17. No matter how hard she scrubbed, the smell of fries clung to her fingers like something alive. Closing was the worst. After 11 o'clock p.m., the town of Harlow Hollow emptied out. The highway hummed in the distance. The fluorescent lights inside flickered with a soft electrical buzz that made the silence feel louder. Maya was 19, saving for community college, and the closing shift paid an extra $1 an hour. It wasn't worth it. That night started wrong. At 10:47 p.m., a man came through the drive-thru. He didn't order. He just sat there. The sensor dinged. "Welcome to Big Burger. What can I get started for you?" Maya said into the headset. Silence. She leaned toward the small window. The parking lot lights painted everything a sickly orange. A dented gray sedan idled at the speaker. "Sir?" A crackle of breath came through the headset. Not words, just breathing. Slow, measured, like someone trying to keep calm. Her stomach tightened. "Sir, if you're not placing an order, I'm going to have to ask you to move forward or leave the lane." The car pulled ahead, but instead of stopping at the payment window, it kept going. Right past it, right past the pickup window, and parked. In the farthest corner of the lot. Facing the building. Headlights off. Engine still running. Maya swallowed. Her manager Trent had left early. "You've got this," he'd said. "Just lock up and set the alarm." He lived 5 minutes away. Maya lived 25. She told herself it was nothing. Probably someone on their phone. Probably. At 11:05 p.m., the dining room was empty. She locked the front doors, flipped the sign to closed, and started mopping. The gray sedan was still there. She checked again at 11:20. Still there. The engine was off now, but the car hadn't moved. Her phone buzzed in her apron pocket. Unknown number. She frowned. No one had this number except coworkers and her mom. She answered anyway. "Hello?" Breathing. The same slow, deliberate breathing she'd heard in the headset. Her hand trembled. "Who is this?" Click. The line went dead. Her eyes shot to the parking lot. The gray sedan's driver's side door was open. The car was empty. Her pulse slammed into her throat. The back of the building faced a strip of woods. Employees parked near the dumpster. There was a narrow walkway between the building and the trees. She hadn't checked that side. Her reflection stared back at her from the dark windows as she crossed the dining room. Outside, the parking lot was still. Too still. She pressed her forehead against the glass to see better. That's when she saw him, standing under the broken lamp near the dumpster, watching the building. He wore hospital scrubs, pale blue, stained, one sleeve torn. His hair was shaved unevenly, like someone had done it in a rush. His head tilted slightly, as if he were listening to something only he could hear. He smiled. Not wide, just enough. Maya stumbled backward. Her brain scrambled for logic. Costume? Prank? Drunk? Her phone buzzed again. A news alert. Breaking. Patient escapes from Briarwood Psychiatric Facility. The thumbnail showed a blurry security photo. The same shaved head. The same hollow eyes. The article said he'd been institutionalized after stalking 2 women in a neighboring county. He believed they were chosen, that he was meant to watch them. Maya's breath came in thin, panicked pulls. He was here. The back door rattled. Hard. Once. Twice. The metal shuddered. She locked it earlier, she was sure she had. "Go away," she whispered. The rattling stopped. Silence again. Then, a soft knock from the front door. She turned slowly. He was there, right against the glass. She hadn't heard him move. His face pressed close, flattening his nose. His eyes were too wide, unblinking. In his hand was her name tag, the spare one she kept in her car. He tapped the glass gently. Maya. Her blood went cold. He knew her name. He smiled again, wider this time. You left this. She hadn't left it. She always double-checked her car. Always. Unless he'd been watching her before tonight. The front door handle jerked violently. Locked. He began to laugh. Not loud, just a soft, breathy chuckle. Her mind snapped into survival mode. The security system panel was near the office. Once armed, it would automatically notify the police if triggered. But she had to exit through the back door to set the alarm properly. The back door, where he had been. Her phone buzzed again. A text. Unknown number. You shouldn't lock me out. A loud crash exploded from the side of the building. Glass shattered. The dining room window near the bathrooms burst inward. He stepped through, bleeding slightly from his forearm, still smiling. Maya ran. She bolted toward the kitchen, vaulted over the low divider, and slammed the freezer door behind her. The heavy insulated door sealed with a suctioned thud. Darkness. Her breath fogged in front of her face. She locked it from the inside. Her hands shook as she dialed 911. He's inside, she whispered. He broke in. Big Burger on Route 17. Please hurry. Officers were already searching the area. He'd been spotted nearby. She heard footsteps outside the freezer. Slow, dragging. Then, silence. Her phone screen dimmed. Battery, 2%. No. The lights flickered, then died. The building plunged into darkness. A backup generator hummed weakly, then cut out. The freezer went pitch black. The temperature dropped fast. Her teeth chattered. She pressed her ear to the door. Nothing. Minutes passed, or seconds. Time dissolved. Then, a metallic screech. The freezer handle. Someone pulling. Once, twice, harder. The door shuddered. She braced her feet against the shelving, gripping the interior handle with frozen fingers. Let me in, he whispered from the other side. His voice was different now, calmer, almost kind. To freeze in there. She squeezed her eyes shut. I won't hurt you. The handle stopped moving. Silence again. Then, a thud. Heavy, followed by a sharp shout. Police, drop it. A crash, a struggle. Yelling. Maya didn't move. She couldn't. Her muscles were locked in terror. Then came the sound of a taser. A body hitting tile. Boots rushing. Clear. Check the freezer. The handle turned again, this time gently. It's okay, a voice called out. Ma'am, it's the police. You're safe. She didn't believe it. Not until she heard multiple voices. Radios, crackling. The door opened slowly. Bright flashlight beams cut through the darkness. Warm air rushed in. She collapsed forward into waiting arms. Outside, red and blue lights painted the parking lot in violent flashes. They walked her past him. He lay face down on the pavement, wrists cuffed behind his back, his cheek pressed against the cold asphalt. Blood from his lip streaked toward the storm drain. He turned his head slightly as she passed, and smiled. But it wasn't the same smile. It was smaller, almost confused, as if he couldn't understand how he'd lost. An officer gently steered her away. He won't be getting out again, he said. Maximum security transfer. Maya looked at the shattered window. The dark woods beyond the dumpster. The gray sedan sat abandoned, door still open. Inside, police later found photographs, dozens of them, of her, walking to her car, taking out the trash, laughing on her phone, taken over weeks, maybe months. He hadn't chosen her tonight. He'd chosen her long ago. But he miscalculated one thing. She wasn't prey. She survived. Big Burger reopened 2 days later. The window was replaced, the glass cleaned, the lights fixed. Customers never knew, but Maya did. And every time the drive-thru sensor dinged after 10:30 p.m., she felt a chill crawl up her spine. Because sometimes, when the line is quiet, when the night is still, she swears she can still hear breathing in the headset. Slow, measured, waiting.